Good morning, good afternoon, good day. This is your girl Taisha, and this is Love, Emotion, and Sex Talk. And this is today I'm a little under the weather. Something happened where like my back either went out or something because I had this sharp pain in my back, and so I'm taking a leave, and it helps a little bit, but the sharp pain is still there. So, but it's not as bad as it was yesterday. I was like totally crippled yesterday, but I'm feeling better, a little better today. I think each day as it passes, it'll get better. You know, body is an amazing vehicle. You know, it's an amazing invention. So anyway, okay. So the topic of this show is I want to talk about stalkers because I saw a couple of videos on YouTube, and and then there was a discussion inside of one of the groups on Facebook, and my take on it when it comes to how to protect yourself um, from being stalked. First of all, you have to know what a stalker is and how a stalker thinks and why a stalker does what he or she does. A lot of times, they just need attention, and stalking you gets their attention. When you give them the attention that they need and acknowledge them, they will stop pursuing you because now the spotlight is on them. You know, I noticed that, like, because I've had stalkers in the past, and I noticed that what works for me is pretending that you really, really like them, because there's a need that they have of never being accepted or never being acknowledged, or there's just something about them, like this let me see, this personality trait that it could be stemmed from their growing up, um, from their childhood, of never being accepted, never being acknowledged, or always being ignored. And the need to be acknowledged is the addiction. That's what they need to be acknowledged by any means necessary. So there are kids that will um, do the most extreme things, like attempt to commit suicide or whatever they can do to get the attention. They don't really mean it, but they they got the attention that they were looking for. So the stalkers pretty much do the same thing. Like, they'll call you, they'll creep you out, they'll play from a block number, and just little things. Or they'll park on a corner of your home to make sure you see them. Stalkers never, like, if they stalk you, they're not really good. They're not going to hide. Most of them are not going to hide. They're going to let you know that I'm here and I want to be acknowledged. That's the whole point of it, is I'm creeping you out, and it's the attention that I like. I know that you know that I know that you know that I'm watching you. That's the turn on behind it. Like, stalkers, like, you know, they like that stuff. So what I do is I pretend to acknowledge them, and I watch them very closely. I'll ask them about their selves. Okay, what's your name? What's your full name? Where do you live? What's your license plate number? Just start jotting down information, like I really, really, important information, but also ask them a little bit about themselves, and just pretty much, give them your attention back. 9 times out of 10, you turn them off when you give them attention. You turn them off because now it's like it's no fun. I thought I was going to chase after you. Thought I was going to stalk you. I thought, like, when you are always there or available when they need you, then it kind of takes the fire out of them a little bit. That's what I believe. I believe that stalkers thrive on being ignored until you give them the attention back. So that's one method that I I find to be successful. Um, is the give them attention, acknowledge them, let them know that they count. So that's one thing. The other thing about stalkers sometimes, it could be it could be that they um, had a situation with you, and it could get more intense, because instead of just the high and by stalker, the one that likes you a lot, and oh, she's sexy or he's sexy or whatever, and they follow you around for a minute but really barely know you. They just have this desire for you because they like the way you look, or whatever, or you're a celebrity or something. You have those, but then you have the ones that you were in a relationship with, and those are a little bit more intensified because now they know all about your routines. Um, they know more about you. They know your weaknesses. They know who your parents are. Um, they know how to get around certain things. They know where you work. So those are a little bit more tricky to deal with. The reason why they're stalking you is because you either broke up with them, or if you're in a relationship with them, they don't trust you because they have a low self-esteem, so they think that everybody wants to cheat on them or whatever, so they will go around trying to sneak up on you, and so in their mind you're always up to something, so they'll keep fighting. And those types are a bit more dangerous because they have more information on you, and it's very hard to kind of break that mold. So if you're living with someone who does not trust you, and they're stalking you, and they're coming up to your job, and you have that type of relationship where he's just totally obsessed with you, that is going to take you actually doing an intervention with that person. If you're still in a relationship with that person that's getting to be annoying, you're going to have to do an intervention that's going to take something professional. Address that, because it's actually, if it's not necessarily you, it could be anybody that's in that position, that is in that relationship with them. That is for lack of a better word, I would like to say illness, and it's a personality trait or personality disorder that is going to continue with you or without you. If you can get away safely, that's going to continue happening in that relationship. So that person really needs an intervention or some type of therapeutic, some type of session of some sort to deal with that, and find out what's going on, because those people tend to get a little extreme sometimes when it comes to how they deal with what they feel is going on. And even if you were to move on, I mean, they can become potentially dangerous. So those are things that you want to be mindful of. Here are some helpful hints that I believe that in terms of dealing with stalkers. First of all, before you get into any relationship, you have to get a chance to take your time and know the signs. I could tell a stalker because I've been stalked, and I reflected on, well, what did I do to cause this? And it was like, oh, okay, I did tell him where I worked. I'm bragging about I got a job. All types of stuff. Oh, and I live in this nice area. So he's jotting this stuff down and using it as fuel to follow me around and keep an eye on me. So it's like, the first thing you do is you never disclose too much of your personal information. Any data of where you work at, let's just say what field. I would say, like, if you're a counselor, or if you're a doctor, or if you're a teacher, or whatever you do, it's like your cashier, whatever the case is, just tell them the type of job. If they ask you where you work, like what street, if they need to know that information so bad, you just give them a borough or a town or whatever, and if they really press on it, that right there is a red flag, because they know in the back of their mind that they want to stop by and see where you are. That's number one. Um, that's one thing. Don't give too much information. Don't tell them how many, how many people you live with in your home. Don't tell them you live alone. I remember one time I met this guy. I was at the train. I was coming from someplace in the city, and I went into a store, and he was like, "Yeah, I'd like to get to know you. You seem like my type of woman. Really intelligent. Da 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 this and that. Talking to regular, charm. You can have your numbers type stuff." He said, "You look." Then while he's writing his number down, because I don't give my number out. So I said, "Well, write your number down, and if I choose to give you a call, if it's one of those nights that I really want to hang out with somebody, I'll give you a call." Just talking, nonsense, just to kind of push him aside. Um, he goes, "So, do you live alone?" Red flag. First of all, get to know me first before you know my living situation. Automatically, that's a red flag. One, it could be because he's homeless and he's looking for some place to live. Two, is because he knows if you live alone, he could take advantage of you as a woman. And men don't really respect females being as strong as they are. So if you're a female, they automatically know if you live by yourself and give them the opportunity to be there in your house with you alone, knowing nobody's going to come in to save you and rescue you, they could either victimize you or put pressure on you to having sex with them, and whatever, or just start leaving their stuff there in your house and taking, because I know a lot of guys just come in and just move in, you know, on women. I've seen plenty of times. They start staking claim, like, if I'm your man, you can't have no other guys here, and I'm like, seriously, he's not paying you any rent, so who the hell is he? But that's me. Anyway, so if they start asking if you live alone, that's an automatic red flag. Let's recap. The first one, they ask too much details. If they add, too much details on the address, like we covered this already, but I just want to make sure that it's definitely stated. Too much details. They getting too close for comfort in terms of asking where you work at, where you live exactly, what apartment in that building. They want to know those things. That's a red flag. Before they get to even know if they like you or not, they're asking you this information as if it was an application process. Don't do that. Um, Never tell them if you live alone or not. I always say I live with family. Um, so what else? The other thing. The times of the night when they call. Sometimes they'll call you 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. They want to know if you answer the phone. If you answer the phone 9 times out of 10, there is nobody in the bed with you. A lot of times, um, if they know that you're supposed to be asleep, and you notice that you're getting phone calls from late at night. Now, if you have talked on the phone late at night before, that's something different. But if they're calling you only late nights, they're trying to get an idea of what's going on in your household, what they can get away with. Um, that's the other thing. And one helpful hint for me is that I have a Google Voice number, and I have my regular cell phone number. I give them the Google Voice number. It automatically rings my cell phone. But what I like about Google is that you can just block them as if your number changed at the drop of a hat. You just press one button and then you get that the number you dial is no longer a service message, and that's awesome. So that's what I like. I like to, if they have great conversation, no red flags are coming up, and we go on a nice date for the first time and it was like no issues, no nothing, it was actually a pleasant evening, then he may be able to graduate to the cell phone number, because that way, I know it automatically goes to my cell phone, and and I trust that. But still, I sometimes still don't give it. Like, I know people for like 6, 7, 8 months, and if I, they might just get on my nerves in the future, so they may never graduate. when it comes to that situation. But yeah, never give. I mean, you can give your telephone number, but I think that if you have that type of phone where you have an app where you can actually just block that number from sending you text messages and sending you telephone, sending you a phone, ringing your phone at all. Like the phone that I have, it'll go straight to voicemail. Like if I put it on my do not call list on my phone, it goes straight to voicemail. But those are people who graduated to my cell phone. But if you don't want to put their number in your phone at all, if you don't want to, the phone does light up when I see that there was an unknown caller, or if there was the person that called, it does tell me that the person called, but it won't ring at all. I won't get any type of disturbance whatsoever, but it will tell me that the person tried to reach out to me, which is not a problem. It just shows me that they're still crazy and whatever. But so that's the other thing. So I do a Google Voice account, and you could go to YouTube, and there's a lot of videos on how to do a Google Voice, and a lot of information on Google Voice. If you gotta have a Gmail account, and you just set that up, and it's pretty easy. If I could do it, everybody could do it. That's how I see it. So which is awesome. And what else? So yeah, don't give them the phone number. You give them your Google Voice, detailed information. A lot of guys think that just because, and I'm not gonna say guys, a lot of people think if they got your cell phone number, that they can call and harass you just to keep their thought in your mind, that who they are in your mind. If they like, a lot of people like to terrorize your thoughts. They do. If they don't get their way with you, they like to terrorize your thoughts by just constantly calling, sending you crazy text messages. Those are people that just really don't have a life and they need attention. Those are the stalkers, pretty much. People that let me see, the stalkers. Let me see some more information I can share on stalkers and these are from my personal experiences and my triumphs, the way that I've gotten rid of them. If you're living with someone who's potentially violent and they have stalker tendencies and things of that nature, my best bet to you is to start planning a way out. If you need help, there's a lot of information online. I'm always willing to help people, so you can hit me up Gmail, on my Gmail email at I'll give you the easy one to spell, ENTIESSE1. That is my my business name, Entice Entertainment, but it's Entice1 at Gmail. You can send me an email there, and I will forward you some information on places that can help you to, there's, domestic violence shelters. There are places that, with counseling, free counseling, especially if you're in the New York area. But for the most part, what I would suggest you do is probably contact your county clerk's office. Just kind of reach out and see what type of organizations that are there to assist you if you're in a situation where you're living with someone who is just pretty much terrorizing you, and and you want to leave. I would plan for my escape personally. Save up my money, sell things that I don't need anymore, and just try to find a way out. Or I would just start setting up with a friend, like a girlfriend or family member, and just try to talk people into, let them know I need to get out. But there are a lot of safe havens that you can actually go to where they will give you an apartment if you're a domestic violence. Especially, one thing I noticed, like, they shut all the homeless shelters down in New York City. Like, they're really, like, they prefer you to go back to your family. In New York, I noticed that, but they left them open for domestic violence victims, which I think is kind of awesome. But it's sad at the same time, because that means that all these women are getting beat up, and it got to the point where it's so bad that they just decided to just get rid of it from all the other people who hit hard times, and just focus on the poor victims of these brutes. It's crazy. Like, we're in caveman days. There has to be some type of change somewhere. Anyway, so but I think that if the females had the men in their lives to protect them, that these guys wouldn't get carried away because they know they had a big brother or a crazy father who would step in and back him up at the drop of a hat. You know, usually guys only respect other men, and if we had some male attention, support, brothers and stuff like that, that would really, I think that'll help even out that whole, you know, domestic violence thing a lot. You know, I mean, and there are women who play victim also. So I know a lot of gentlemen who I've spoken to, various occasions because I do counseling, and they'll say that a lot of women will call the cops on them and they don't even be there, just to say that they came and started shaking the door and terrorizing them, and they need to get out, and they use the system against the guy just to get what they want. They, if they want to move to another apartment or whatever. So anyhow, so that is a little background. I hope I was helpful. I hope I was informative. I am, like I said, in a little bit of pain. Less than yesterday, but today I'm still kind of groggy because I took a lot of leaves. I took like maybe 4 today, 2 this morning, and then I needed it again. So, but I hope I was informative. I hope I was helpful. Just please be aware of the signs. Do not give all your information at once. If a person really wants to know about you, they want to know who you are as an individual, not your demographics, not, your social security number, all that other stuff. You pretty much, the only thing that you should allow them to know is your telephone number. Everything else is conversation. Ask them, whatever, how'd you grow up, that type of questions, but not, not things that will pull a signal to where you are. So if they want to come and, get you for whatever reason, you got to be careful. And a lot of these predators out here are looking to set women up. And not just women, there's a lot of females that will set guys up too, but it is much more rare. And there's a lot of men, punks out there that will, ask to come over. They'll say, "Oh, my cable's out. I want to come watch the game," and they have other intentions in mind, or just to get to see what's in our house, so that next time they come over, they might victimize her, they might rob her. All she knows his name is Booby, and he live on the 5th floor in these projects over here, or some strange name, Trigger, or something like that. I'm just for just for conversation piece, just kind of let you know that a lot of times women don't realize that some men don't have the best intentions for them because they have issues with women. They'll talk a good game and they'll charm you because they know a lot of times females fall for that. But you got to be very, very careful, and you have to make them earn you to trust them. Unfortunately, as much as I understand a lot of females, they want a boyfriend, they want a man in their life so bad, and they're sick of being alone, they're tired of being single and whatever. And any little attention is good, but a lot of times, you come up, you don't do it the right way, you will definitely bring in the wrong type of attention around you if you don't have these boundaries up, where these people have to earn, you got to let them, earn the chambers, go getting through these chambers. You got to, the preliminary chamber, and then you can let them get a little bit closer, and then, then you can open your heart once they show you everything you needed to see. Other than that, they please, you gotta be careful. These guys are crazy. Anyway, but that's just me. I'm not saying that, and I know it sounds a little biased, but I'm speaking to women because I'm a woman. If you want me to speak on a men's behalf and make it balanced, you would probably have to find a man's show to listen to, because I'm a female and I can only speak from my feminine experience, and I can only give and offer advice from my female perspective. And what I do suggest, men, if you do listen, take whatever I know and share it with a sister, friend, a female friend, or somebody in your neighborhood that you know may benefit from it. And that's how we make the world go around. Each one teach one. So, I mean, you don't have to shut my show off if you're a man. I'm just saying is that I can't speak for a man, and that's not my job to speak for a man. I can only speak through my experience as a lady. So anyhow, but if you listened this far, you are an angel, because I bored myself today. I'm normally in a good mood, but for some reason I'm just so this like this. I'm relieved up, people. I have the back pain going, and I have the aspirin in me. So, but I thank you for listening and tuning in, and hopefully I was helpful to whoever listened to the show at this time. I promise the next show will be more interesting. I didn't even play music today. Anyhow, so thank you again, and once again, my email is entiesse1@gmail, and you can send me any type of questions, anything that you need to get off your chest. You have a question that you want me to answer online, you want me to answer it in one of these podcasts that I'm doing, let me know, and I will definitely put it out there, and I'll give you a little segment of the time that way. All right, thanks for tuning in, and take care.